Hello friends, this is Roxanne, and today, I'm going to recap the 7th part of the anime called Demon Slayer Season 2. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. After rising from the debris, Nezuko's body undergoes a transformation, acquiring vine-like patterns and a horn on the right side of her head. Without hesitation, she charges towards Daki, who attempts to strike her leg and arm once more. Despite her efforts, Nezuko's regenerative abilities surpass Daki's, allowing her to heal instantly and deliver a powerful blow to the upper rank's back. As Daki reels in pain from the blow dealt by Nezuko, she is left puzzled by her opponent's rapid healing abilities. Despite cutting off Nezuko's leg and arm again, the demon quickly regenerates and uses the opportunity to deliver a crushing blow to Daki's back. Daki's screams do not evoke any sympathy from Nezuko, who instead wears a sadistic grin as she watches her enemy writhe in agony. Meanwhile, Tanjiro remains unconscious from his previous battle, but is visited by a vision of his brother Takeo, who urges him to wake up and warns him that their sister will never be the same again. This prompts Tanjiro to quickly regain consciousness. Nezuko fiercely tears off the other arm of Daki, causing her to scream out in pain once more. Nezuko continues her relentless attack without mercy. Daki uses her obi to fend off Nezuko, slicing and beheading her attacker. The upper rank steps back and sends her obi towards the young demon, but to her surprise, Nezuko halts the attack while still not fully healed, using her solidified blood to keep her form and fight. Suddenly, Nezuko's scattered blood ignites, setting Daki on fire. Recalling a traumatic incident from her past, she screams in agony as she burns to death. Nezuko reassembles the pieces of herself and watches Daki's suffering with pleasure. Nezuko launches herself into the air with a powerful blood demon art attack, landing her leg heavily on Daki's already injured body. Without mercy, Nezuko continues her assault by repeatedly slamming Daki into the ground, before kicking her down the road with her newly acquired speed. Daki, unable to defend herself, can only watch as Nezuko relentlessly kicks her again and again, sending her hurtling through multiple houses with immense force. As she approaches her, Nezuko suddenly detects the scent of blood from an injured bystander. Despite her attempts to resist, her teeth chatter as she loses control and moves towards the wounded individual. Just as she is about to attack, Tanjiro arrives and uses his scabbard as a muzzle to stop her. Nezuko struggles against her brother, scratching him as he begs her to overcome the urge to kill and apologizes for forcing her into the battle. Understanding the extent of Nezuko's injuries from the amount of blood scattered around the area, Tanjiro urges her to stop and rest in order to heal. She collapses on all fours and jumps into an upper story of a nearby building with Tanjiro on her back. Still in pain from his use of Ikigura, Tanjiro implores her to sleep. A severely burned Daki arrives on the scene, her healing still hindered by Nezuko's fire. With innocent lives at stake, Tanjiro is forced to make a difficult decision between a rampaging Nezuko and facing Daki. As Tengen enters the scene, Daki turns her attention to him and unleashes her obi towards him. However, the sound Hashira quickly cuts them before they can reach him. Tengen calmly observes Nezuko, now transformed into a powerful and flashy demon. Tanjiro pleads with him for help, but Tengen can only growl in anger at Nezuko's new state, despite her resistance towards humans. Daki questions if Tengen is there to fight her, but he coldly tells her to be quiet and dismisses her as not being an upper rank. As Daki angrily retorts, Tengen swiftly slices her neck with his sword, causing her head to fall off. As Inosuke and Zenitsu stand alone on the rooftops, the former expresses his frustration at losing sight of Tengen. Using his heightened sense of hearing, Zenitsu detects a distant explosion and immediately runs towards it, while Inosuke follows suit. Meanwhile, Tanjiro stares in shock and disbelief as he witnesses Daki truly beheaded by Tengen. The sound Hashira reminds Tanjiro that the battle is not over and instructs him to control Nezuko. Despite the gravity of the situation, Tengen jokingly suggests singing her a lullaby to calm her down. However, Nezuko suddenly kicks the floor and flings herself and Tanjiro outside. Realizing that Nezuko was not responding to his attempts to calm her, Tanjiro sought help from his mother. As he held on to Nezuko and sang a lullaby that their mother used to sing, Nezuko's memories were triggered. She saw herself in the arms of her mother, Ki, and remembered a time when her family had gone on a trip to the mountains. The soothing lullaby helped Nezuko to regain control of herself and calm down. As they walk up the mountain trail, Nezuko innocently asks her mother about the song she had sung, wondering if her brother's red eyes were a result of Ki eating red berries while pregnant. Ki smiles at her daughter's playful question and continues on their journey. Nezuko begins to cry but eventually gains control of her emotions, shrinking in size and falling asleep. Exhausted, Tanjiro tells their mother that Nezuko is finally asleep. Tengen, who had been preparing to leave, suddenly hears Daki's voice calling out to him, demanding that he pay for beheading her. Uninterested in her pleas, Tengen coldly tells Daki that she is of no use to him and should die an unflashy death. Daki tries to claim that she is truly an upper-ranked demon, but the sound Hashira condescendingly asks why she is still holding her own head. Despite her attempts to claim she is upper 6, Tengen remains unresponsive. Insulted, Daki begins to cry and whine that she is truly an upper 6 and that she is amazing. Tengen, who is unable to believe that he is witnessing a demon throwing a tantrum, suddenly realizes that she isn't disintegrating despite being beheaded. As Daki continues to rant and pound the floor in anger, she suddenly cries out for her brother. Suddenly, a new demon emerges from the stump of Daki's neck, growing out of her body. Tengen quickly moves forward to try and decapitate the new threat, but the demons vanish before his swords can reach them. As Tengen turns around, he is horrified to see two demons standing before him, with Daki's brother calming her crying and instantly healing her burns. Tengen attacks the new demon, blocking his blow but sustaining a cut to the head. As they face off against each other, the demon compliments Tengen's appearance and musculature, but also expresses envy and wishes for Tengen to die a painful death. Daki urges her brother to kill Nezuko for burning her, claiming that everyone had bullied her and that hurting Daki was unforgivable. Gyotaro, Daki's brother, throws his kamas at Tengen, causing a massive explosion and destroying the house. Tanjiro watches from below and notices the flying kamas boomerang back inside. He can smell Tengen's blood and is relieved when Inosuke and Zenitsu arrive to assist. Tanjiro takes Nezuko away and instructs the two to enter the house and help the Hashira. With Tengen's blades, Gyotaro is stopped, but takes the time to compliment Tengen's looks. Noticing the frightened bystanders next to him must see Tengen as their savior. Tengen agrees with him and adds that he even has 3 wives. Filled with rage, Gyotaro unleashes his fury upon Tengen, using his blood-infused kamas to slice at the sound Hashira relentlessly. Tengen, however, remains calm and analyzes the razor-thin blood blades, quickly deploying bombs to blow the demons away and destroy the floor beneath them. As the dust settles, Tengen lands safely at the bottom and urges the civilians inside to flee for their safety. Unfazed, Gyotaro continues to relentlessly chase after Tengen, causing his blood blades to bend and follow him, forcing Tengen to fend them off as they lock onto him. Tengen, realizing the immense power of the demon siblings, contemplates the possibility of them both dying if Gyotaro were to be beheaded. Using his echolocation abilities, he confirms that all civilians have fled the scene. He then launches more bombs into the air, using his swords to guide and detonate them, destroying the surrounding area and causing Inosuke and Zenitsu to fall to the ground. After the explosion, Tengen surveys the damage and spots a ball of obi land unscathed. He comments on the difficulty of the mission ahead, as Daki unfurls her obi and Gyotaro declares, "The thing about us is that we're 2 people in one." With Nezuko asleep in his arms, Tanjiro carefully carried her back to her box, whispering for her to sleep tight. He quickly tied the torn strap of the box back together, determined to fight until the end. As he set off to battle, Gyotaro mockingly complimented Tengen on his looks, his multiple wives, and his confident demeanor, noting that none of the Hashira he had killed were like him. The demon claimed that he was special, cursing Tengen for being chosen for his talents and hoping that he would kill him quickly. Tengen dismissed these claims, insisting that he was not special in any way. He mocked Gyotaro and Daki for their lack of knowledge and awareness, having spent their entire lives in Yoshiwara and knowing nothing about the outside world. Daki refused to believe him, but Tengen stood firm in his convictions. Tengen explains that Japan is home to many remarkable people, from enigmas like Gyomii, to prodigies like Michiro, who became a Hashira after only 2 months of training. Tengen denies that he is special or chosen, questioning how many lives he has let slip through his grasp. Knowing that he can never be like Kaijuro, Gyotaro taunts Tengen, questioning why he is not special, as his kamas are coated in poison, to which Tengen responds that as a shinobi, he has built up resistance to poison. Daki dismisses Tengen as a shinobi, as they were supposedly wiped out in the Edo era, but Tengen confirms that this is true. He reflects on his past, where he and his brother were the only survivors of a brutal training regimen imposed by their aggressive father. After the death of 7 of his siblings, Tengen refuses to be like his father, who had treated his wives as disposable tools for producing heirs. And this brings the anime to an end. Comment for part 8. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.